Hello, hello, hello. Let's do some Wulong. Let's play. Let's do some Wulong. We'll run through the first area of the game with the boss, because I know so many people are just struggling immediately. I did a live stream of the demo, and yep, there was a learning curve to it. And it's not just the gameplay, guys. It's actually, like, it's all of the mechanics. Fortitude and morale, spirit, and oh my god, battle flags and mark flags. All this stuff is just so confusing. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to randomize, right? Okay, ready? Next one is our character. No, it's not. That's rubbish. I close my eyes. Yep, he's cool. Okay, just, yeah, completely pointless task if I wasn't going to do it. So we're going to start the game, and I'm going to try and explain to you as best as I can, and I'm going to put it in layman's terms, not so much to patronize you guys, but more because I'm an idiot. And I love stuff in layman's terms. Okay, so Dragon's Cure Pot, yeah? You push up on your D-pad, that's your Estus Flask from Dark Souls, whatever. That's going to heal you. You have a limited amount to begin with. Well, you're going to have a limited amount all the time, but you will be able to increase that limited amount, right? Okay, so the game's going to drop a lot of tutorials on us, okay? Like your normal attack and your spirit attack. So normal attacks are fast and can easily increase your spirit. The game is all about spirit, right? Spirit attacks are slower but deal more spirit damage, which can reduce the enemy's spirit gauge. Furthermore, when you have positive spirit, you can consume a surplus spirit to increase damage. So you'll also not falter during attacks and will penetrate the enemy's guard. So it's all about getting your spirit up, yes? Let's have a look at this. So look down the bottom there. You've got my green health bar. You've also got like a long bar across the bottom, like a sort of sketchy bar across the bottom. And then you've got that circle at the top, yeah? It's got a 0 in it and it's flashing. A quarter of the ring around that circle, I say about a quarter, is flashing, yeah? So let's have a little look what's going on. So I just killed that enemy, right?
I knew I was right in trusting you.
And that bar was flashing, was showing me how much of my spirit gauge I'm going to get up for my next morale level, yeah? That's collecting spirit to go towards morale. What is morale? Oh my god, it's getting so confusing, right? It's confusing. So here, we're going to get about 2/3 the way there now if we kill this guy. But this time, right, I'm going to try some parrying. Boom. Nice, okay? And we saw that we got that amount. Okay, bear with me, right? I know I've just gone from slow tutorial to what the hell, he's parrying everything and everything's dying. Okay, so I'm on PlayStation, so double tap in circle, I'm gonna dodge. Okay, I single tap, and look at that, that's deflect. I'm gonna be talking a lot about parrying. Parrying and deflect is what I mean. Deflect is parry, parry is deflect, right? L1, which they don't seem to tell you about straight away, or at least I don't think they have yet, is guard, yeah? So your front left trigger, whatever you're playing on, is guard, right? Now the reason I'm telling you really basic stuff is because this game is all about parrying, deflecting, whatever you want to call it. Think Sekiro, right? Deflect, so this is explaining what I've just said to you, okay? Allows you to redirect your enemy's attack, timing this action, blah, 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 blah. It's just talking about parrying, okay? It's everything in the game. If you're going to try getting through the game doing this, you're in trouble. Oh my god, you're in trouble. Right? So, guard, right? Your left front trigger, just always hold it up. Click your right stick in to lock on, right? And then hold your guard button and get ready to deflect with circle or whatever your button is. See there? I mistimed all of those parries. But he hasn't hurt me. He hasn't hurt me because I'm guarding underneath those parries. So I've done a little YouTube short, you've probably seen it. Whenever you're going in to fight enemies and you know you can do some deflecting and some parrying, I just want to reiterate, I'm going to start calling deflecting parrying only, okay? I do apologise, I know it's called deflecting in this game, I'm just going to call it parrying. The more you're doing that, the more you're killing enemies, you're not standing in the fire, but it just means that if you mess up a parry, you're very likely just to block an enemy attack. If you just want to go at the enemies like this and hope for the parry and hope you get the timing right without holding up guard, you're likely going to take damage if you mess the parry up. And let's be honest, we're all messing the parries up early on in these games. It takes practice. But I will say this, If I'm talking to you about Parry at the moment and you're thinking, oh god, right? It's not like From Software games. If you're thinking Dark Souls, Demon's Souls, Elden Ring, Bloodborne, Sekiro, well, those lot. Soulsborne, Akira Ring. No, Soulsborne Ring. Then it's fine. Like Sekiro, parrying is a huge part of the game, and you can... I wouldn't say you can spam it, but the windows are much bigger. It's much more forgiving. So, hold your left stick in, and then hit whatever the equivalent to circle is for you. Just to parry, okay? And start getting used to that. Now, the game's about to explain to us the big thing I want to talk to you about, okay? Your morale rank affects your combat power. Likewise, an enemy with high morale rank is more dangerous. Threat level. 5 is greater than 1, 1 is greater than 0, okay. And it's showing you colours, right? Like a teal, a sort of yellowy, I guess you could see them as like blue, green, red, right? What morale means is, okay, it's whether or not you are going to do a lot more damage to an enemy, or if they're going to do a lot more damage to you. Are their attacks going to hurt you more than yours hurt them? Or your attack's going to hurt them more than theirs hurt you? And also about your defense against them and their defense against you. So, I lock onto this character down here. He's level 3, right, his morale. I'm level 1. He has all the advantages, okay? He has all the advantages. He's higher. His matey boy next to him, who can't see us, is 0. So you can see the different colour. There's a 3 and a 0. The 0 is like a tealy sort of blue. The 3 is moving towards a yellowy colour, going towards red. Now, of course, if you're going to take on enemies of a higher morale rank than you, the higher their rank, the better items they're going to drop, the better XP you're going to get, etc., etc. So there is risk and reward here, okay? Risk versus reward. So, again, I'm locking onto these two guys. My morale is at level 1 with the bar half full towards it. And if I fight this guy, I'm going to get very close to level 2. If I can beat this guy, I'm going to get very close to level 2, right? So we're going to go into more depth about this, don't worry, okay? Let's just concentrate on trying to take this guy down. I messed with the parry, but the block saved me. Now, one thing I would say, parrying and riposting will not lock you into... Oh no, my block didn't save me, actually. Oh no, I took a lot of health off this guy. This guy's tough. Let's kill his matey boy. Anyway, I'll talk about that big powerful attack I just did. Yeah, this guy's. It's because I'm recording, right, guys? Don't worry, okay? Let's relax. We've got this guy, okay? We just aggro him. He's tough. Here we go. We got him. Yeah. Now that's pretty cool. Killing him and his mate. We've got our morale ranked to level 2. Okay. And he dropped some yellow turban bandit braces. That might have been his matey boy, but you know, fighting enemies that are higher ranked than you is risk versus reward. You're going to get better stuff for it, but you've got a lot to lose as well. But on the subject of what you've got a lot to lose is, right, I'll talk about that. So, enemy critical blow. As we're killing enemies, that number and that orange ring in the middle of the screen down the bottom, our morale rank, is going up and up and up. The ring's completing one of its rotations, we're getting a higher level, okay? The higher your morale ranking, the higher that level is when you're on a mission in an area of the game, the easier it's going to be. The better you're going to be, the stronger you're going to be against enemies, right? So obviously we want to get it as high as possible. Taking damage against enemy critical blows, so you're about to see one of those, will massively just wreck our morale. It'll just drop it by whole levels at a time, yeah? And it can do more than that, apparently. So we want to be very careful of enemy critical blows. And obviously, if we die, morale rank is going to reset to 0, okay? It's going to reset to whatever your base level was when you started that area. So you start a mission of the game, you're at rank 1, you get up to rank 15, you're feeling good, but you die, oh my god, it's gone back to 1. You've gone all the way back to 1 just for dying, okay? We're going to talk about that in a second. It's not as bad as it sounds. But now, enemy critical blows. Now, a lot just happened then. Bear with me. Bear with me, okay? We're going to come back to that. So, We're still talking about morale, but we've just come into our first flag. This whole bit that I want to talk to you about now is about morale and fortitude, okay? So, there are two types of flags. Battle flag and marker flag, or marking flag. A big flag and a little flag, basically. Now, look up in the top right of the screen. You can see three icons. One's got a 0, like some sort of arrow orange ring around it icon. Then you've got 0 out of 3, 0 out of 3 for two different flag icons, right? Now they are, top to bottom, your fortitude ranking. This is so confusing. Your battle flags that you've collected in the area. And your marker flags, okay? Let's have a look at this. Raise battle flag. Boom. So, by raising a battle flag, you can increase your fortitude rank. Interesting. Your morale rank drops when you are killed, but it will not go below the fortitude rank. Okay? So, finding these flags. Battle flags are your bonfires, your sites of grace, your lanterns, things like that from the Souls games, yeah? They are the places where you come, you rest at them, you replenish all your resources, you reset the area, you reset all your enemies. And then you have your menu. You can level up, you can do battle preparation, wizardry spell supplies, travel, online lobby, reinforcements, deliveries, right? Okay? So, the battle flags are your big checkpoints, they're your big bonfires, they're where you basically regroup and sort yourself out, okay? Now, our fortitude rank up the top there is 2 now, and our morale rank is currently at 2. So if this clown down here kills us, right, we're not going back to 0. Thanks to our fortitude rank, our morale rank will stay at 2. Right, right? So, let's go back to this guy. What am I doing there? What am I doing? Okay? So, he hit us with his critical blow attack. And that lowers your morale ranking, right? But it didn't. It basically depleted the gauge, the progress, or the orange progress ring around level 2 to get to level 3, but it didn't drop below level 2, thanks to our fortitude rank. So just think as fortitude up in the top right there as your base power level for the area that you're in, okay? As you're grinding, you're farming loot, you're killing enemies, you're leveling up your morale, getting it higher and higher and higher, as high as you can possibly go before you get to the boss of the area, so you have an easier time with that boss. Your fortitude rank is your insurance policy. If you die, won't go back to 0 on your morale rank, go back to whatever your fortitude rank is, okay? So, with this guy, he's doing critical blow attacks. It's these big red charge-up attacks, yeah? Now, if you can parry one of these, you will instantly deplete this guy's spirit. He will be instantly depleted, right? Now, not all enemies are going to let you do that immediately just because you perfect parried them. Like bosses certainly don't. But these red attacks are called critical blows, and they are the epitome, sorry, not the epiphany. I'm having epiphanies about being able to use words, right? They are the epitome of risk versus reward in this game. Because the fastest way to completely deplete an enemy or boss's spirit gauge is by deflecting or parrying one of their red critical blow charge-up attacks. So at first you'll fear them. You'll be like, oh god, no, they're doing these. But if you get good at them, you'll wreck enemies. But remember, okay, I'll show you, right? Watch this, okay? Kill that guy. Our morale rank's just gone to level 3, okay? Check this out. I'm gonna rest up. Brilliant. Level up, buy some spells, whatever you do at these menus. I'm gonna go back and fight this guy now, right? Okay? Now my fortitude level is level 2, okay? So watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna let him hit me. Bang. We've gone back to level 2. I'm gonna let him hit me again. We stay at level 2 because of the fortitude rank we've got in finding flags. Okay? So, what's happening when I perfect parry this guy? Because his spirit is depleting, I get a death blow on him. See that red marker? That's a Sekiro death blow. Because I've completely depleted his spirit gauge, that leaves him open for a death blow. But that is what this game is all about. It's about depleting enemy spirit gauges, right? So that you can deliver really powerful death blows. And the best way to do it, to really get that bar going, is to deflect them. So I'm sorry, I did say I was always going to call deflect parrying. So it's all about parrying, right? And you can parry enemies' normal attacks, and it will add up to it, and it will help. And you just kill him. I'm in the middle of a tutorial here, mate. So that's what it's all about, okay? It's all about getting those death blows. So, you know, I keep saying, oh, if you've played Sekiro, you get it, right? But I know a lot of you won't have played Sekiro's. Please don't think I'm just appealing to a From Software crowd. Because we know these games are Neo, right? This is Team Ninja, yeah? These games are Neo 1 and 2. So as you can see, right, I can just farm this guy now. Okay? I'm pretty good at fighting him. I'm pretty sure I can get like a 90% success rate on his critical blow. So when it comes to leveling up our morale, you can grind. You can just grind it, farm it by grinding enemies. So just keep doing that all the time. We're getting like what? I think we're getting about 50% of the bar just for killing that guy. But at this point in the game, yeah, this guy's way better. You're gonna get slightly less. Okay? You're gonna get slightly less for killing him, but the risk versus reward comes into it again. He is part of the tutorial mechanic, so you understand sneaky backstabs. It's not a bad amount. It's not a bad amount. I'm already at halfway through morale rank level 4 to go to level 5, right? But what you want to be careful about farming your morale. Remember, higher your morale, just the stronger you're going to be and the weaker the area's enemies are going to be, okay? There are a few other things in it as well to do with your spirit, I think, and stuff like that. That's the gist of it, okay? Before you go crazy, fling it up, consider getting as many flags as you can. So, raising a marking flag will increase your Fortitude rank as well as you're restoring your HP and stuff like that, okay? So with these, you can't really rest at them or anything. They're not like your big battle flags. The marking flags will level up your Fortitude rank for you, and they will also act as a thing to restore your resources, like your health and stuff. So all I can say is look up in the top right there. The Fortitude rank, you want it as high as it can go. You want to make sure you get every one of those flags in an area when you're playing the game, okay? Because those flags will tell you that you've got the highest possible base Fortitude you can have. So what we're going to do is kill this chap. Kill his matey boy. I'll talk about the combos and the attacks I'm doing in a minute as well. What we really want here is this this other marking flag. Now, triangle on PlayStation is your death blow, is your input. Oh, good dodge, mate. There we go. Okay. So you can, if you can play stealth in this game, and one of the leveling up categories, so they're called virtues, is stealth, right? So sneaking around, getting those backstabs in, might not help you a lot against bosses, but there's probably going to be some amazing farming routes later in the game that people are going to start finding, where if you just go full stealth, you can just run around backstabbing everything, like just doing fatal blows and killing everything quickly. And you can respec in this game, apparently. Okay, so we've got 2 out of 3 marking flags, and we've got 1 out of 3 battle flags. Okay, so that's pretty good. So look at our Fortitude rank now. It's level 4. So what are we at? We're at 6 morale, yeah? So we're leveling up. We're leveling up and leveling up, getting powerful and powerful. Enemies are getting weaker and weaker. We're just getting stronger against the enemies we fight. If we die now, we're not going to go back to 0. We're just going to go back to 4. We're only going to lose 2 morale levels, okay? So, I haven't spoken to you about the attacks I'm doing yet and things like that, but because we're on the subject of morale and fortitude, and because they're so important, okay, let's keep talking about them. So here's an enemy. Obviously ridiculous. It's level 15. Its morale rank is level 15. Ours is 6. This thing is over 4+, okay? So that's trouble. It's red. You know, everything about it just looks red and scary and horrible. But it hasn't seen us. So, that's level 15. The drops that this thing dropped for us, the loot that it can have, is going to be some really decent stuff. Way better than all the other enemies in the game. We're probably going to get a lot more of our soul currency for it as well. We're going to get a lot more spirit from it. Risk versus reward comes back into it, right? So just bear with me a second, okay? I'm going to play and then I'll explain. Get the death blow? Why the hell not? Why the hell not get the critical blow in? Wow, he hits me hard. Yay. Okay. I know what you're thinking, guys. I know what you're thinking. We're not doing this. We're certainly not doing it like this. Right, we got it. Okay? Obviously, I've been practicing this guy, okay? So we were at 6. We're up to 7 now. We dropped his morale rank while we were fighting him just through deflections. Just through deflections and attacking it. So look at that. Bell took 2 and it's blue. Ooh, it's a blue star. Okay? So, let's have a little look. What's that doing? HP plus 18. Wizardry spell spirit consumption, so it's costing us less once we learn how to use spells. It costs us less to use them, and our range spirit damage is increased as well, and we get 1 defense. Now, I don't know about you, but these screens drive me mad. They're so difficult for me to take in. I think with my reading disabilities, or I suppose I'd call them, I find this just so overwhelming. On PlayStation, if you look down the bottom there, X is equip, touchpad is description, square special effects details, yeah? Showing some of that extra stuff around stats with the resistances and the type of damage you're going to do. If you push the touchpad on PlayStation, you're going to be able to go through tabular like this, and it'll explain what the hell everything means. So range spirit damage, increased spirit damage dealt by ranged attacks. Reduces spirit consumption of wizardry spells. Sometimes it will just be, right, explaining the same thing to you, explaining it in just a different layout of them. But honestly, it really can help, okay? So, let's talk about what we're doing here, yeah? Let's talk about what we're doing. That was a very difficult enemy, yeah? Very difficult. So, putting that there, it's just an interesting thing for us to discuss, okay? We can farm the hell out of that tiger if we get good, okay? Now, what's the issue with farming the tiger? Well, it was an insane level, right? It's much higher level than us. If that thing kills us, its morale level is going to keep going up whilst ours goes lower. So it can keep getting harder and harder to fight it, right? And that, again, is why getting the flags on it levels is so important. This thing's around 15, 16 from killing us, goes up to 17, but we can eventually get our Fortitude rank to stay at 10. It's not going to be the end of the world. If we end up back at 0, we're in big trouble, right? So, I've learned to parry this guy, and there are so many cool things you can do to fight this if you need help, okay? Let me show you, right? First thing you're going to do is you're going to sneak up to it, see the death blow cursor change to red, push triangle if you're on PlayStation, bang! Half his health gone, right? And it dropped the morale level, okay? You immediately drop the morale level. Now what you could do is run away, jump up on here, let Matey Boy fight him. I mean, you're going to be here for a while. You're going to be here for quite some time. Look at all that beautiful fire over there, guys. If you're struggling with this tiger at first, oh my god. If it, and it will do, trust me, it happens all the time, if it goes in that fire, nothing in its AI tells it that it shouldn't be in the fire. To see how it's skulking around there like that, if it walks in the fire and decides to skulk, it'll just keep doing that. And it will build up burn, and then it will burn. And then you'll just get damage over time on it. And the fire will kill it. So it can be quite hard to get it. Maybe sometimes it's just random whether it'll go near the fire and stuff. Obviously fighting it near the fire can help. But that blindfolded boy, I don't think he can die. In this tutorial area of the game, I don't think he actually dies. So you can keep enemies on him. There you go, he's in the fire there. Look at it. Look at it. Just taking 8, 12, 8, 8, 8. And he's not really rushing to get out of it. And he's still on fire when he comes out, right? He's still on fire. So that's something you can do to kill this guy. I mean, the fire damage is still on him, 15 at a time. Now, someone who's practiced it, that wasn't a great show. But every time we kill this guy, right, we're getting stronger and stronger and stronger, which means we're going up against it easier and easier each time, okay? Now, the fire trick works really well, okay? He's pretty much going to drop loot every time. He, her, it. I don't know what gender the tiger is. But not only are we going to level up spirit down the bottom, which we can use for leveling up. So, sorry, I keep saying spirit. It's key, right? Your genuine key. So, these are your level categories here, okay? So we will come back to these. But, you know, we could level up quite a bit now if we wanted to, okay? And I advise you to. Most important virtue at the moment, I'll just say for now to level up, is the first one, wood, the green one, which is your health. I would definitely start leveling that up first. It does a lot with your health and your spirit. So obviously giving you more health and allowing you to retain more spirit and to lose less spirit and stuff like that. So it's a really good thing to go with leveling up first. So we're level 8 now, and this is level 15, so we're getting better and better. The other thing is it's dropping gear. So it's dropping stuff. If you look here, it's quite a bit different for, like, I mean, if you look here, this is giving us +7 health, and it's giving us 15 defense instead of 10. It's going up by 5 points. Physical resistance is going up to 2.1% from 1.5, and our spirit defense has gone up 10 by 10 as well. So if I just hit my touchpad on PlayStation here just to read some of this and understand some of it, a measure of resistance to elemental damage affects elemental damage and status effect accumulation received. So it's telling us there that it's good against certain elements or weak against certain elements. And as you can see, against the one in the middle, which I believe is Earth, it's gone up quite a bit. It's got a really good Earthing. And it's got stone attack power, increased stone damage and status effect accumulation. I don't think I have any stone damage yet. That's pretty cool, right? So stone spells, for example, the Earth type. But, you know, health plus 7, I'll definitely take that. And if you look at the equip right down the bottom, it's not much difference. We're still blue. So I'm going to equip that bad boy, I think, over this one, which is all stone related. These things are really, really into stone. So we'll just get our health going, right? Now, when we drop down through the roof and we open that chest just in front of the tiger there, yes, we got Lieutenant General Greaves, and you're probably looking at them going, oh my god, they're purple, they're epic, oh, this is amazing. Morale rank points gained, 6%, I think that's definitely worth it. Heaviness accumulation on enemies, what the hell does that mean, right? So, increase the amount of heaviness accumulation on enemies, okay? A status effect inflicted when stone accumulation reaches a certain amount. Reduces lightning resistance and increases spirit damage received, also decreases amount of spirit gained. So you can look into it and start realizing, well, okay, this is talking about stone attacks again. Everything I seem to be getting around here is about stone attacks. So equipping all of these things together can start helping you towards one element. But if we look here, we get plus 6% morale rank points gained. That's really good. Just keep that wheel going so we're leveling up higher and higher in the area. Heaviness, so we just read about that. Earth phase spell spirit consumption is minus 2.1%. So using earth phase spells, it's going to cost us less spirit. And shock accumulation on enemies goes up. Wow, 6.5%. I'm not sure how that works with stone and lightning, because I'm just thinking of Pokemon now. There you go. So, the status effect inflicted when lightning accumulation reaches a certain amount reduces toxin resistance. So, as you can see, there does seem to be a lot of trade-off and a lot of opposition between elements. Poison and lightning and stone, poison as well, things like that. So, if you look at the equipped weight limit there, sorry, we're going to go from 10.6% to 47.1%. That's crazy. But we would still be in the green. That's probably not too bad. And then I yell at bandit footwear here. Damage taken, desperate condition, minus 4.8%. So I imagine when we're closer to death, we take a higher defense. And this one here, increase HP dealt to enemies afflicted with negative effects. So I guess if we're putting poison and stuff on enemies or burn, like Tiger Boy just was, we'd probably get more damage against them, so that's pretty cool. And as you can see, the equip weight there is amazing. It keeps everything blue. But why don't we just so we can enjoy it a little bit, put on these Lieutenant General Greaves? And I mean, look, Look at that fire defense. 48 fire defense. We could end up in the fire here a little bit with this guy throwing us around. But that's okay. We're still green there, and we've got no headgear, so that's fine. And we've got our belt hook. Cool. Okay. So let's go at this guy again now, and if he does hit us, we may find that it takes even less damage this time. So it's getting easier and easier to farm this guy. Not only because our morale rankings are becoming similar, we're getting closer to 15, but also as well because we're getting better gear. So we're sort of getting higher defense, right? So I messed up the parry, but the block saved me. So always hold your guard. Uh-oh. We might die. I'm going to talk to you about some of these nice orange glowing attacks in a second. He's still really formidable, I'll give him that. But I've learned to parry him, guys. I've learned to parry him. That's all you got to do in this game. So what you could do is you could run to this guy immediately in the game. Don't worry about getting your morale ranks up or anything like that. Be really low against him, but just learn to parry him, and it makes so much difference. Yellow Turbian Champion braces. Okay, so we're not getting like a massive amount of like amazing drops, but he does drop a lot of blue items. He'll drop a lot of blue items. So what we could do now is we could just stay here and farm this guy. And by all means, I recommend it, guys. I recommend it. It's if you're like me and you like grinding and farming, it's just good fun. And he does deliver. He does deliver dropping some pretty good stuff. Again, I'm calling him he. I don't know what gender it is. There is a beastry in this game. Now, I've got deliveries. I'm just going to collect these up. I bought the digital version of the game on day of launch, and then it's just gives you loads of cool items. They're wonderfully epic. That like if I equip this stuff, you'll be like, oh my god. It's like, and like the equip weight stays green as well. It's like bizarre. These two incredible helmets. Like, look at that. Look at that. Look at the way I look there. It's insane, isn't it? So what I'm probably gonna do is I'll keep it on. Sod it. I'll keep it on. So let's get back to some of the attacks that I'm doing. Okay. We're going to learn about martial arts in a second. I'm going to kill this guy one more time and then we're going to move on, okay? We've got our trendy armor now, so let's give him... Oh, ooh, we almost aggroed him then because I ran too quickly in. That was silly. You want to get your death blow. Well, it's a free like 50% of his health gone, and he drops a morale level, so... Very important, I advise... Wow, did you see his attack then? How little health it took off us? And he's dead. Now, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, you can really cheese enemies in fire, and you can definitely cheese this guy in the fire like I showed you. I mean, you can be stood up on that roof there, cheesing the hell out of this guy, letting the fire kill him, okay? If he dies in the fire, his loot will drop outside the fire. It's really cool. Okay, so you saw then when he hit me, if you look at my health bar, that wasn't like 50% of my health or 75% of my health when we first fought him. This armor is obviously very good, and obviously our morale rank is now much closer to that tiger's. He's starting at 15. We're at 10 now, so we were like eight morale ranks lower than him when we first came to him. We're only 5. And as soon as we get the death blow on him at the very start of the fight, he goes down to 14. So we're only 4. So that's why it's getting easier and easier. Our morale ranks are getting closer together. And then I'm equipping much better gear. The gear's helping me, you know, with my defense and stuff. So,
I ended up in this village after fleeing from the brutality.
2 out of 3 of our small little battle flags. So, store our health and everything, really cool. We can't do anything at them. There's no menu there or anything like that. So let's talk about the attacks then. We saw at the beginning about square being a normal attack and triangle being spirit, yeah? So again, if you attack If you attack with square, right? Let me just get this. I'm purposely being rubbish because I'm just checking into it. If you attack with square,
You've done well to get this far.
you're going to build up.
It's not over yet.
You're going to build up like it says in the little tutorial thing here.
This area of enemies. Might we be able
Normal attacks are fast and easily increase your spirits, yeah?
to give you as thanks?
Spirit attacks are slower but deal more spirit damage, so that's just square and triangle. So basically what you're trying to do is, we're using normal attacks, bang, 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 to build up our spirit, right? And then we're unleashing spirit attacks using triangle to basically break and reduce our enemy's spirit gauge so we can get those death blows, yeah? So typical combo, square, 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 triangle, bang, go in like that, right? Now, we also have martial arts, which the game is about to tell us about, right? So I'll show you that now in a second. Right, so when you're going for your plunging attacks and things like that, lock on with your your stick, your right stick in. And as you can see, he's level 8, he's level 7, so I think I'd probably get the free kill on the level 8 because he's probably a bit harder. So jump, and then on PlayStation's triangle, you see the prompt, boom. Oh, he got me good. Okay. But could have been a lot worse, right? So yeah, let's learn about martial arts now then. It should happen here. Okay. It's martial arts 1 and martial arts 2, so you've got two ways of doing them. R1 and square or R1 and triangle, right? Unleash a powerful martial arts attack that can pierce the enemy's guard by consuming spirit. So that's again what it's about, piercing the enemy's guard, right? You cannot perform martial arts when your spirit gauge decreases to the lower limit. So I'll show you about that now in a second. That's not a sentence. I'll show you something about that now in a second. The type of martial arts will differ depending on what weapon you're using. Only rear weapons have two kinds of martial arts. Okay, cool, fine, fair enough. We've only got R1 and square on our starting weapon. Fine, okay. So let's have a look at the little video there. Boom. Goes in. Nice big attack. Right. Okay, that's all it showed. It's hilarious. So that massively made his bar, his spirit, like massively depleted his orange spirit, right? And obviously it's going to hurt the hell out of him as well. So they're really good, right? Just helping you get to that that stage where you're going to completely empty their spirit gauge. Then you're going to get your death blow. Now obviously you have your spirit attack as well, just doing a similar thing, right? So let's just go back and recap. Oh yeah, in this photo mode, which is great. Check martial arts. So it'll pierce the enemy's guard by consuming spirits, and that's what you want, right? If the enemies are like blocking and things like that, you're not really going to be doing much to them. You want to pierce through that guard and actually start hurting them. Okay. What that's going to do is that's going to help you like chip away their damage, get some more spirit for yourself, and basically get them closer to that death blow stage. Let me just show you this now, right? This is where it could be confusing. Let me just spam the martial arts we got. Now look at my orange bar down the bottom. Bang. Now I can't use it. Because we've hit the lower limit of our spirit, which is that bar being full. It's quite sort of counterintuitive. If we let it go down a bit, there you go, look, orange bar going down. Bang, we've got our spirit. Spirit back, okay? Use our martial arts. So it's just to stop you spamming them. But you know, I can get 4 off on a row, it's pretty cool. It's not a bad start. Right, let's try and get this guy by himself. And all I'm doing here, right, all I'm doing is watching the enemies, and I'm going for my square attacks, and I'm ending with a triangle attack, my spirit attack. That's what I'm doing. So look at this now. Fortitude rank is 7. If we die now, our level 11 morale will go to 7, not 0. It's brilliant. I mean, it's not great. We lose 4 levels. It's much better than it going back to 0. Okay, so tough enemy, obviously. Perfect parry, nice. Like I said, perfect parries aren't always going to completely stagger your enemy or lower their spirit. So all I was doing there, from the first perfect parry that I did against that guy, the first perfect parry, all I did was just make sure he didn't hit me, look at deflecting his attacks, and look at opportunities to attack him with your square, and then finish up with a triangle. Really rinse his spirit gauge. And all that happened was I hit him enough, his bar went fully orange, which is the depletion, and then bang, he opened it up so I could push triangle, death blow. Okay? So, we now have 3 out of 3 of our flags for both. Look what it's done. Our Fortitude rank is increased to 10. If we die now, we're losing 1 rank every time. 10 is good because the boss we're about to fight is essentially 10. Now, with the boss, I'm just going to explain to you something very simple with the boss, and then we're going to fight it, okay?
I hope that everyone who escaped the brutality is
In fact, you know what? You know what, guys? You know what? Stay with me, right? We've done quite well, I think. Let's level up. Now, wood virtue, fire virtue, earth virtue, metal virtue, and water. Right? Wood, health, an amount of affects health, HP, and the amount of spirit lost when attack. This is all about health and spirit. They're the 2 most important things in the game. Health and spirit. So the whole game is about spirit, and health stops you being dead, right? This is an incredible thing to level up early on. If you want to put more points into something, you're a bit confused by all these, just go with this. I'm telling you now, it's fantastic, right? And you can respec later in the game, okay? A bit of a spoiler alert. Fire virtue affects the amount of spirit gained when attacking, the amount of spirit consumed by martial arts. So, this is all about your spirit and your fighting, okay? So, you know, you get lots of stuff down the side here. Your attack, you can see all of your combat abilities and things like that. You know, it's not really helping us, but it's showing you what these things affect, yeah? So wood virtue affects things like your health, how much spirit is lost when you're hit by an attack. That's pretty good. You know, the higher that is, your spirit defense, the better. It's just taking damage from enemies, not just dying, but actually taking damage, which you're going to be doing throughout the game loads. That's really good. Spell duration affects the duration of positive effects and ailments bestowed by the user of visual spells. So again, if you're looking at using spells, a lot of things like some cool stuff with wood there, it's going to help towards those things, yeah? And down the bottom again, it's showing affects the damage and shock status of accumulation dealt by your lightning attacks. Interesting. And then affects the damage and heaviness status effect accumulation received from stone attacks. So this is going to be good for us going nuts with lightning-based stuff, and then our protection will be that we're good against stone. So that does, that does seem pretty cool. It's showing you what your output is and what you're defended against, and it's just lit up in green. So if we go over to fire, then health is affected. It's all about health. All about health. It's affecting that. It's affecting our attack. Affects the amount of spirit gained upon striking it. Not necessarily how much damage we're doing or being stronger. It's not essentially like strength or dex and then scaling, but the amount of spirit gained upon striking an enemy. Again, it's all about spirit. Very important. These first 2 are just so important for that melee, fast, just fighting, keep staying alive and building up edges and depleting the enemies. Affects the amount of spirit needed for martial arts. So that's pretty cool. It'll affect that and make martial arts consume less, as it does say up there. Spirit affects the amount of spirit consumed by martial arts. And it's saying that we're going to have damage of burn status effect accumulation dealt by your flame attacks. Now I have it on good authorities, but that fire in this game and fire spells and fire-based stuff is incredible. It's like one of those powerful stuff. There are some cool stuff under the water virtue, but apparently it's just amazing, right? Extra damage and poison status effect accumulation. So toxic. Wow. Okay. Cool. Okay. Very good. Really interesting. Showing you this. So just cycle through here. And like I say, on PlayStation, I'm just pushing on my touchpad, so I'm getting my description, my helper, to show me stuff. So the Earth Virtue affects your equipment limit for your weight. So you can start sort of seeing it, right? You play Souls games. There's your vigor. There's your sort of strength and dexterity. Here's your endurance, stamina, right? Metal Virtue. Okay, so hold on. Let me just have a look at this. So look. Health again is affected, that's great. Your deflection affects the amount of spirit gained deflecting an attack. Nice, okay. So compare that, couple that with the fire stuff. That's really cool, right? Parry, 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 parry. You're getting more spirit, more spirit, more spirit. Attack, attack, attack in the open windows. Could be a great way to Fortitude going. And again, the total equipment limit beyond which movement is impractical. Your encumbrance being over-encumbered. Okay? So affecting being able to use heavier armor and still be mobile. Okay? And there is something I want to talk to you about that in a second. This obviously is affecting heaviness of stone with the attack, and then affects chill damage. Okay, so there you go. Those are the opposition. That metal virtue. So metal is very much all about spells and spirit and just wizardry in general. Affects the duration at high levels. Affects the duration that a high level of spirit can be maintained for, and the spirit consumed by spells. Okay, so as you can see here. Okay, good. We're going to be getting health. Obviously, I think the green one at the beginning, the wood virtue, that's if you want health, go with that one, okay? Obviously, leveling up is going to affect health all the time, but focus on these lower ones down here. Spirit sustainability affects the duration at a high level of spirit can be amazing, okay? Cool. Wizardry spells affects the amount of spirit needed. So it's all about just your casting, very mage related, all of this one. Affects the damage and poison status, affect accumulation of toxic attacks case, the opposition's there again. And then it's the defense, is against shock status and the from lightning attacks. I don't know why I'm suffering so much. I don't know why I've quit out. We've still got one more virtue to go. So, water virtue. Bit of a weird one, this. From what I've been hearing, this is a bit of a weird one. Affects how easily enemies can detect you and the amount of spirit consumed when deflecting, okay? This is really interesting. This is all about playing in stealth. So if you look, your ranged attack weapon, when you do get a bow, again, spoiler alert, you can snipe enemies in this game. And you can play stealth. Incredible, right? This is nuts. So what you've got to think of with this is, how is that going to help you against bosses? So what this does have is, affects the amount of spirit needed for deflecting attacks. Deflecting is going to be more accessible, which is helpful. Now, I have it on good authority that there are one or two water spells later on here that can be quite devastating, like they are quite good. This is going to be an interesting virtue that I probably won't focus on for a while. I'll see this as a niche, and then when you get a build around this, it'll be phenomenal. You just know it will, right? But for a first couple of playthroughs, first 4 are probably a lot more important, okay? Now, genuine key on the left-hand side, that's our level up currency that we've been collecting. And it's showing us how much required to level up. So if I push up on this now, look at those stats there. My melee weapon 1 attack power has gone up by 1. My spirit defense has gone up by 6. So you can see here, this is really helpful. It's helping you more with stats. I think this is really cool. Just down here watching this is easier for me to read than most stuff in Souls games. So as you can see, our defense and attack is going up around that subject. So our health goes up to 303 plus 7. See, with these, it's +3, with that, it's +3, with that, it's +3, with that, it's +3. So this is definitely the health virtue, yeah? And when we say virtue, we just mean stat, right? The wood virtue. So, level 1 to 2, very nice. So I reckon, spirit defense and spell duration, we're not really using spells at the moment, we're going to get that up. We will unlock spells in a second just because we've leveled up. But I'm going to put that to level 5. And then I want to be attacking, right? So my spirit defense, I'm going to put this... Okay, we've only got room for one more level. So I'm wondering if... I'm going to put... I'm going to do that. Okay? Like, our attack is going up a bit there. Right? I want our equipment way up, and I want our attack up a little bit. But I want more health, if anything, okay, for now. Right? That's what we're going to do. Spend those. Boom. You're just watching down the right-hand side, you can start seeing those stats working, okay? Now, of course, we've unlocked wizardry spells now. So in here, we can learn wizardry spells. So, the wood-based spells is that green. And you've got, obviously, metal, fire, things like that. So you can cycle through them, right? So for each of those stats we're leveling up at the beginning, there's a corresponding skill tree. So... calls down a lightning bolt on a locked-on target or on a point at a certain distance in front of you. So what you can understand is, we'll start unlocking this, and we want to go down a lightning route. So then we want to craft or get items that have, like, swords or polearms or axes or whatever, or bows, that have lightning attacks on them. It's all going to be boosting, right? So you're going to be building builds with your gear around these virtues. So we can learn lightning bolt and unstoppable force here. As you can see, right, it's just showing you your morale. So it's basically explaining to you what level you need. If you look here, guard formation. I need 10 levels in skill. Yeah. Now, what's really cool about this is, let me show you this. Some of the wizardry, some of the selected wizardry spells cannot be used to your current stats. Do you wish to learn the spells anyway? So even though you won't be able to use them, you can still learn them. So I've only put 4 points in Virtue. If you see down at the Virtue being the green stat, so that's at level 4. So I can't actually use that Spirit further there. Or lightning weapon. Oh, for a certain period of time, enchant your current melee weapon with lightning. So each of these phases is going to have that, right? I imagine somewhere in here. I'm sure you can flame weapon, yeah. So each one is giving you those elements on your weapon. Okay? So hopefully that helps you with that. Now, what you want to do learning spells? I mean, just go nuts. Go nuts. I'm not going to learn any for now, just because I don't really know. Well, okay, I will, because it's only fair to show you how they work, actually. You're going to get a trophy for that. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to learn Fireball, so we can throw a Fireball, yeah? And that's what I'll do for now. Now, like Souls games, you need to actually assign your spells. So let's put Fireball in the square slot. So again, if you consider your controller... Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm being very dumb, as you You can up here. You can cycle through the different phases. Look, other thing. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to put Firebolt in what would essentially be on PlayStation is going to be the square command. Yeah. So wizardry spell R2 plus any of your words. Okay. Very simple. So R1 in square is still my martial arts, and R1 in triangle when I have a triangle martial arts. But R2 now in square is going to be me throwing fire at people. And I mean, if you look at our health, we are taking very little damage now. This is great. Like, we've leveled up our health, we've got good gear on some digital downloads bonus, and we're good. Our morale level is 12. I think it's time to go. I think it's time to go fight this boss. Okay. Now with the boss, I'm going to try and talk through it. I may even let the boss kill me a few times so we can go back and I can explain stuff to you. And that's a perfect excuse for if I do actually die genuinely. Oh, I meant to do it. But this boss is wrecking people. People are struggling with it so much, and rightly so. It's a hard boss. It took me about 5 or 6 tries when I live streamed it, and I had people in the chat really helping me, like, telling me what to do. So, we've done our housekeeping though. Our morale rank is level 12 coming into this, and if we die, it's only going to drop to level 10, right? Check this out. Skip the cutscene so I don't give too much away if you guys want to watch it yourself.
Dogs of the Hard Court, are you?
So, he's level 10. We're 2 levels higher than this guy. He's all green.
Like the vermin you are.
And you can come here. You can come here at morale level 3. Then this guy's the most difficult thing ever. So what am I doing here, guys? Have you guessed? I've learned a lot of this guy's moves. Now I'm holding guard. I'm watching for that mace come down, and then I'm tapping circle just to deflect. Now he dropped me a whole morale level there because it was one of his powerful. It was a critical attack. It was a red glowing critical attack. If I get that and deflect it, look at his orange bar at the top there, right? Him hitting me means that orange bar is disappearing. We need that orange bar to max up, right? That's when we get our death blow, okay? Now me just blocking, he's lowering the bar. Like in Sekiro, we've got to get that bar up. We want his bar to go up and ours just to remain non-existent, right? Now, you may have noticed something that's happening. It isn't just about depleting your enemy's spirit gauge and getting that orange bar all the way up full so we can deliver death blow. Look at the white part of the bar. Can you see that it's getting bigger and bigger and the actual spirit gauge is getting smaller? You see that? Under his health, right? There's a bar on his side and a bar on my side. and there's a white sort of cloudiness to the bar, which is getting bigger and bigger, and it's making his orange bar smaller and smaller, like his gauge is getting smaller and smaller, which means it's going to be easier to death blow. Now look how it's reset. After the death blow, I've dropped him to level 9 now because I did a death blow on him. Now look at the bar. Every time I'm deflecting, it's slowly building up his orange bar. That white, the gauge is actually getting smaller. Because on the left side of his bar, that white is just getting bigger and bigger. His gauge is getting smaller and smaller. So you can just sit here, like, if you know how to parry a boss, don't worry about attacking him. Just stay like this.
I shall protect you from further harm.
Stay like this, deflecting his attacks, parrying him, right? His gauge is getting smaller and smaller. What you can do is you can go for some attacks of your own. And you can start doing some damage against him, right? So all I'm doing is I'm just deflecting, and watching his gauge get smaller and smaller. Not even, at this point, it's not even about depleting his spirit, it's just about making his spirit gauge smaller. Now, it's happening to me as well, but I'm quite confident this guy can't do as much to me as I can do to him. Because I've learned to parry his attacks. Mostly parry his attacks. And you might not have even seen what happened there. But I'm just parrying him very fast. He's down to level 8 now. His morale rank has gone to level 8. I'm at 11. I mean, I am just parrying this guy, yeah? And of course, go in for your square quick attacks. Build up his bar. Start depleting his spirit with your quick attacks. Like, it works. I want to kill him properly. I want to get a cool kill against him. Obviously, there's a second phase to this boss, right? So there you go. It's not super easy. I'm not going to sit here. That's really unfair for me to say that boss is super easy. In that first phase, he's just swinging that mace around, right? So hold down guard, your left trigger, and just tap circle when you see that mace coming near you, and you'll learn the timing quickly. It took me 10 minutes. It took me about 10 days of Melania on Elden Ring to learn to parry her attacks, right? About 10 minutes. And all you've got to worry about in his first phase are those red attacks. But remember, those big red critical blow attacks, they will be devastating towards you if he hits you with them. But if you parry them, that's how you're really going to help boost up his spirit depletion, okay? Right, so, second phase a bit tough, but in the second phase, I'm just holding guard, and I'm waiting for a certain attack that I love, right? It ain't that one, I hate that one. That one's hilarious, right? So all you got to do in the second phase, right, is not get hit. Oh, he killed me! I think I must have taken damage in the first phase, and I didn't. I've been chatting to you guys, and I didn't notice my health bar. So this is perfect, right? Revenge re-challenge. I didn't get to show you this. You will use your morale points and half your genuine key, so your currency for leveling up, when killed by an enemy. The morale rank of the enemy you killed will also increase. Okay. You can regain your lost key and morale points by defeating the same enemy. If the enemy is a boss, you will regain them by challenging them once again. That's really important, right? When you go back into the boss, you'll get that stuff back. But you'll keep losing it against the boss if you... It'll always stay there with the boss, okay? So what are we? We're morale rank is level 10, and we've got 219 key, our currency for leveling up. We come back into the boss. Screen will glow. We're back up to 12 morale, and we've got our key back, just for coming back here, okay? So now we get a chance to have another go. So I'm just going to deflect a lot, I'm going to get some attacks in. As you can see, just learn these little mace stomps he does. It's really easy. Holding L1, right, allows you to learn to parry a little more relaxed. You don't necessarily have to worry about getting hurt, because 9 times out of 10 your block will defend. Block doesn't defend against those big critical blows though, those big red ones, okay? Like the ones he was just doing there. Getting the timing on those, I can talk you through that if you want, if we have a chance to do it. Ooh, I tried parrying too soon there, and my block was open, so that was an unlucky situation. So with that one, right, as he comes running towards you, that's when you parry, okay? So you can see he's doing two types of red attacks here. One is when you're close, and he's just powering up an attack. It's got a huge delay on it, so what you want to do is, with that one, oh, I can't really pause this. I can go into photo mode, actually. That's what I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to tell you how to parry those attacks, but I'm trying to show you them without dying. Quite hard though. You can finish him, but I just want to try and help you guys with those attacks. Hopefully from some of this you can see where the parry timing is. See there, I messed the parry, but my guard just helps me out. See, tapping dodge doesn't work. He'll catch you. Enemies catch you. So here, okay, I messed it up, but with that one, it's guys, it's really hard to explain those to you when I'm trying to do it in real time. All I'll say is, right, when he does the wind-up one where he runs towards you, okay? That's just confusing. They're too fast. Essentially, you just need to learn the timings on those, and the best way I can describe it to you is... Hold on a minute. Let me just put it in photo mode a second. I've got shortcuts on photo mode. In that first phase, when you're close to him, he has that big red wind-up attack. And what he's doing with the mace is he's putting the mace underneath him, right? That mace is going to come up. What you want to do is, as he's arcing round and the mace goes down, parry them. It comes up quick. He puts it down really slowly. So when his animation stops, parry, because it just comes up really quick. And that's when you get the parry. When he does the one where you're quite far away from him, and he does a similar thing where the mace comes down to his side, and he runs towards you, you want to parry, right? You want to parry around about the time I put this. It'll usually be in the equidistant point between you and him. So once he's covered half the ground towards you, parry that. So again, it comes up quick. Right, this guy. Phase 2. I'm being rubbish. So, with this guy, you're looking for his red attacks, as you are every enemy. There's a huge delay on that sweep he does. Absolute huge delay. With that attack, just roll or deflect to the side, I find to be the most effective. And you see that second swing? It's so slow. See there? I'm just defending. I messed up the parries, and he didn't really do much damage. Pretty good. That's a slow one as well. This guy, right? If I just sum this guy up, there are no medium speed attacks. They're either really fast or really slow. Okay? Really slow, that one. All you want to do after that first attack is deflect, and it just comes around so slow. And that overhead is slow as well. This is the attack. See that there? It's the attack that you will destroy this boss with. He throws his arm at you, and all you have to do, best way I can describe it to you, again, like in the first boss, one of his red attacks, when it's come towards you, and it's about halfway towards you, deflect then. So, you know, this playthrough, this Let's Play isn't supposed to be a boss tutorial thing. If you want a boss tutorial thing, you let me know in the comments. But as you can see, right, this guy's actually a bit slower, and I think a bit easier than the first version. Now, with that, okay, let me tell you something about morale level and your ranking against a boss. This boss is level 9 morale, we're level 12, which makes us the formidable entity in this fight, right? Right, I'm getting killed because my shortcut for photo mode isn't working. When your morale rank is higher than the boss, or it's on par, things like that, there are some easier options in fights. So, you saw his big red combo attack against me then. Charged up, critical blow, he was coming at me, swipe, 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 swipe. And I bided my time, and I just deflected one of his combo, just one piece of the combo. And it was enough to stagger him, right? That is because my morale rank is high. If you come in here and your morale rank is lower than this boss, you have to parry 2 of those combos. So he swings once, you parry, he swings again. You've got to parry that one. Then he staggers. So consider that again when you're getting your morale up. And again, the charge attack, you can just block and then deflect at the last minute. You don't even have to move to the side. Here he comes, watch. Swing and swing. Okay, so that one is not what I thought it was. That's the one where he grows his arm back, I think. I think he already had that. So the arm will grow back. Because that's another thing in this game, you can break appendages. 1, 2, and bang. There you go. Only have to deflect once. And with that attack, my advice is watch them. Watch the swings of his mace. And wait for the opening. Don't frantically tap circle, as you'll be in big trouble. With that attack, right, he does the overhead swing. Parry that. 1, 2, and bang. See, I waited for the third. I'll have to come back to his overhead swing later if he does it again. So again, you can block that one or just deflect at the last second before he hits. Up he goes, and then down. So I deflected both of those. With the overhead swing, you can deflect it. And he jumps up, but just watch him come down like Radagon does in Elden Ring. Then you can get a nice easy deflect. When he goes up, when he does the overhead attack and then he jumps up in the air, he's up in the air, the camera goes up, you're locked onto him. When he comes down, it's usually 9 times out of 10 with jumping attacks with enemies with deflection is when they hit the apex of their jump, just as they're about to come down, that's when you parry. So the giveaway with that attack where he goes really high up in the air is the camera. As soon as you can't see him anymore, just tap circle. Remember, you're holding guard as well, and you should deflect him really easily. And if not, you know, too afraid of that, you can dodge frantically backwards or just hold block. Just hold block. Right, let's do this. Let's put all of this waffle that I'm talking into action, shall we? And this guy loves being stun locked, right?
The flow of chi is changing. Be ready for anything.
But he will guard against a lot of your attacks, and then you're not really getting any of the spirit depletion. I was a bit too soon on that. Again, like I said, that red wind-up, wait until he's about halfway towards you. Just cover half the ground between you. He's really good at dodging a combo that when you finish with a spirit attack. Sometimes I don't even like to bother wasting martial arts or a triangle attack. Just because 9 times out of 10 he dodges them. Again, look at us. We're 12, he's 9. Again, see there? It was the apex of his jump that I got him on. Deflecting as he's just peaked. Just coming down. It's just after the peak, I'd say. Love that he did that loads of times, so I keep showing you it. That's good. Now, one effective thing to do is after you hit him like that, just go for triangle. Because even if he's not ready to be broken with the death blow, you get your spirit attack in. Right, let's finish him off. Right, I think we'll probably we'll just kill it this time because we're over an hour now. It's gonna be after this Let's Play done. It's so delayed that second swing. Just watch that attack. And like I say, with that one, just block and just deflect at the last second. It's really easy, that one. Now, something's going to happen in this fight, right? And I will use it, because I think I've shown that I can probably just deflect a lot of stuff, and I can probably kill these guys easier. We're going to show the Divine Beast thing, okay? Now we're going to understand. We're going to find out what a divine beast is for the first time in this fight. Oh, see, I'm too soon trying to deflect that second swing. I still suck at its timing really badly. I don't know what first phase means. I don't know what that trophy was for. Deflecting, maybe? See, again, that dragon head, when you really see it red and it's like halfway towards you, that's when you deflect it. That's his easiest attack to deflect, and it's the one that will devastate him the most. You'll get the timing down on that really quickly. I wish he'd throw it more, to be honest. He goes, and then, yeah, just as the apex, he's coming down, you hit circle to deflect. Don't double tap it, just hit once. Right, I should be dead there, so do you know what I did wrong? Completely wrong advice. I was tapping circle, I panicked. Tapping circle. I mean, we'll get him back for this. Wow. Like I say, if you're really struggling with this boss, that's why I wanted to talk to you guys about morale and fortitude. That's why I wanted to talk to you about it so much. Now, oh, I was too soon. I was too soon. Almost had it. I would like him to keep doing that so I can try it again. Here we go. Bang, look at that. You get hits in there. Boosh. See, look. Summon Divine Beast, triangle circle when Divine Beast gauge is filled. My Divine Beast gauge is filled. Bottom right there. Look down at the bottom right. See that, see next in the martial arts pane? There's something glowing now. That's for the Divine Beast. So I'm just gonna mess around with him a few times. Now if I push triangle and circle, I guess this is like our limit break. If this was Final Fantasy 7 or something, you know, Final Fantasy game, like our limit break or our summon, I guess. And it's very purposeful for this fight. I mean, you get a hell of a cutscene out of it, so I wonder if that carries through for different bosses and things. I'm not sure. Wow, I'm really ghostly effect when it goes white.
Well.
I love how now we've just how terrible my green screen settings are. Sorry, guys. I can't believe he killed us, the blindfolded boy. He's been such a good companion at this point. There you go. So there you go. We are through the beginning area of the game, and I'm getting a lot of comments on the YouTube channel about people saying, "Oh, it's too hard, can't do it." You know, I'm giving up. But it's just this is nonsense. I'm dying a lot. I'm confused by all the stats, morale, and fortitude, and the flags, and like virtues, what they all mean. Take a deep breath. Bring it all in. Summary: very simple. Morale is like an RPG level. Enemies have that level as well. If their level is way higher than you, you're going to struggle, but they're going to drop decent gear, yeah? You're going to get better risk reward with that. Simply level out your morale. Fight enemies, kill them, don't get killed yourself, your morale will keep going higher and higher. You want to get it to a base level of insurance.
This world is steeped in chaos.
Any lower than?
It needs one like you to bring peace to it.
So
I cannot
get
let
your
you
flags. Come onto an area, a mission, a level, whatever they're called. Look at how many flags you need to get. Battle land markers. Get them all. Get as many of them as you can. That's going to ensure you get the highest fortitude level possible and lose as little morale rank. There you go. Look, 1 out of 7 for the battle flags on this level, and 5 marker flags. So we can probably base our morale on this level at 20. So we can go around, find all the flags, and then find a nice farming spot to grind those morale ranks up, like we did in the first area there, the tiger, or that dude that was there for the backstab right next to the battle flag. Cheap, easy wins. Just get that morale and fortitude locked. Get the fortitude locked in so that your morale is safe and it's not going to fall too low. And when you get to the area bosses, you're going to be on par with them or a little bit higher than them, and then that's just going to make life way easier. When it comes to your stats and things like that, before we go, I'm sure it's going to give me a battle flag straight away, right? Nice early battle flag to plant so that we can... Yeah, there we go, look. In regards to your leveling and things like that, hey, Drop has been sorted. So you level up. Virtues. All of your health, your spirit-related stuff, your attack, spirit and martial arts, your deflecting and your equipment load, so you can do higher equipment. All of your spells and wizardry, your mage-based stuff. And then all of your stealth stuff, essentially. And deflecting seems to be in there. Cool. And yeah, and your key is your leveling up currency. That's about it. I mean, there is another currency in the game, which is, let me just have a quick look if I go to my status. Is it on here somewhere? Yes. So again, I'm pushing in my touchpad. Coppers. Your current amount of coppers. We are going to meet NPCs in the game. We are going to meet vendors. We do need to buy things. So we are going to actually have to spend money. So key, leveling up and learning spells, coppers, thing. So there you go. That's the first Let's Play. So depending on how you guys react to this and whatever comments you leave me, I am looking at making a dedicated video to everything we've just done. A bit more chapters, a bit more succinct, a written script, so I'm not going I'm just talking nonsense at you. I'm just going through each of these mechanics quite quickly and, well, you know, in enough depth, but not too much that we get all confused. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested if you have watched this video. Comments, just more accessible video, I guess, to recap on all of these starter tips and understanding the mechanics. Cool. So that's all from me, guys. You've been great, even though you're not actually here because I'm just talking to the webcam. This is insane. But leave me comments, guys. Leave me as many comments as you can. Please like and sub like crazy if you can. I really appreciate it. All the best, and I will see you. I'm gonna say I'll see you tomorrow for a live stream, but then if you watch this in a few days' time, that's not gonna work. It's Saturday today. See you on Sunday for a live stream. So if you do watch this a week from now on a Saturday, or 2 months from now on a Saturday, the rules should work that I'll see you stream. Same for if you watch this on a Tuesday, because I stream on Wednesdays. But if you watch this on any other day, it's not going to make sense. Okay, I'm waffling. I'll see you soon. You've been great. Cheers, guys.